There comes a moment in every soul's journey when it must choose between fear and faith, between retreat and resolve, between running and rising. In that moment, something ancient stirs. A flame within the chest ignites, and whether you hear his name or not, you are being touched by the spirit of Archangel Michael. Michael is not merely a figure from religious texts. He is not a relic from dusty lore. He is alive in the atmosphere of courage, present in every act of justice, and powerful in every heart that chooses truth, even when it costs everything. He is called many things: the defender of heaven, the prince of the archangels, the commander of the armies of God. But above all, Michael is a guardian of light, not because he owns the light, but because he remembers who we are when we forget. In Christian tradition, we meet him as the one who cast the dragon from heaven, not in anger, but in alignment with divine will. In Jewish texts, Michael is Israel's protector, standing over the people like a flame that never dims. In Islam, he is Mika'il, the angel of mercy, feeding the soul and body with sacred sustenance. And yet, he is more than his names. He is a pattern, a presence, a call to action. To align with Michael is to stand tall in your own life and declare, I will not shrink from truth. I will not let fear be louder than love. I will fight for the sacred, even if the battle is within me. What makes Michael unique among the archangels is not his sword. It's the fire in his presence. When he enters, clarity follows. When he speaks, illusions fall. When he draws near, that which is false begins to tremble. Because Michael is the flame that exposes, the light that liberates, the sword that severs what no longer serves. In the book of Revelation, we are told of a great war in heaven. But perhaps that war is still happening in our hearts. The battle between the false self and the divine self, between the echo of trauma and the voice of truth. In this inner battleground, Michael appears not to destroy, but to remind. He comes to say, you are stronger than you believe. You were never meant to cower. Rise. Artists throughout the centuries have felt this presence. From Byzantine icons to modern devotional art, Michael is nearly always depicted with a sword, a shield, and wings outstretched. These are not random symbols. The sword cuts through illusion. The shield protects the soul's mission. The wings remind us we are never alone. His shield often bears the words, Quis ut Deus, Latin for who is like God, not as a boast, but as a sacred riddle, a reminder that no being, not ego, not tyrant, not fear, can match the presence of the divine, and that you, as a spark of that divine, are here to reflect that light in a world grown dim. But Michael does not only exist in old paintings and sacred myth. He is felt in the hospital worker who refuses to give up on a dying patient, in the activist who stands firm when no one else will, in the quiet parent who shields a child from harm without reward. These are Michael's flames walking the earth, courage made flesh, light in motion. In the mystical traditions, Michael governs the south, the element of fire, the realm of the solar plexus. He is the guardian of willpower, right action, and soul sovereignty. When your life feels unsteady, when you've forgotten your power, call on him. Not just to protect, but to remind you of your essence. His presence is not always loud. Sometimes he comes as resolve. That quiet, immovable knowing, I will not give up. He comes as the moment you speak the truth you've been afraid to say, as the calm after setting a boundary, as the fire that does not burn but purifies. And what of devotion? To honor Michael is to align with righteousness, not rigid morality, but sacred integrity. It is to live in such a way that your presence becomes a blessing, your truth becomes a mirror, your courage becomes contagious. That is how Michael works, not through domination, but through inspiration. This is why in Catholicism, his feast day, Michaelmas, is celebrated near the equinox, when light and dark meet in balance. He is the Archangel of equanimity, of action rooted in peace, of truth wielded with compassion. Some mystics teach that Michael does not kill the dragon, but transforms it, that the dragon represents not evil, but untamed power, ego gone rogue, pain given dominion, and Michael's sword, it reclaims that power, purifies it, liberates it from distortion. This is not fantasy. It's the story of every soul that has turned inward and chosen healing. Every soul that has walked through the fire and emerged radiant. That is Michael. That is his devotion. Not to punishment, but to transformation. He will walk with you through every shadow, not to shame you, but to remind you, you were never the shadow. You were the light waiting to be revealed. If today you feel the call to rise. If something in you is done with the smallness, the fear, the pretending, then call his name, not as superstition, but as invocation. Say, Michael, guardian of light, help me remember who I am. Then breathe, stand tall, let the fire come. And if you want to go deeper, to see how art, myth, and spiritual tradition have painted a richer portrait of this magnificent being, then check the description below for the book. It is a tapestry of devotion, an invitation to step into the fire not to be consumed, but to be remade.